Boys, Sundays are sweeter when there are strings to swish. Basketball back here in Bowling Green as Tennessee State takes on an undefeated WKU Hilltopper troop. I'm Riley Chestnut, joined by former basketball coach Jay Walton. And Mr. Walton, as someone who's been trying for many years to get a feel for the new landscape of college basketball, I think chemistry seems to be the key word these days.
Yeah, it's a big non-conference game for both these squads today as they try to feel each other out, establish rotations in the early going here.
It's going to be a big challenge to see which of these teams can show up here, but the players that are expected to show up day in and day out, you can't get any bigger than Tennessee State's Aaron Nkrumah. He is the leader of this Tiger pack.
One of their top returners from last year, does a lot for this team. He scores, he's a great rebounder, coming off a great outing where he's 5 for 7 from 3 in his last game.
Seems to be unlocking something under his new head coach Nolan Smith, the former Duke shooting guard. Meanwhile, Terrion Murdix of Western Kentucky, you don't get any truer of a point guard in this day and age.
Well, his plus minus is off the charts, which means great things happen when he's on the floor, and it's very positive to see him back on the floor after battling some tough injuries over the last 2 seasons.
A breakout campaign so far for Murdix, and if these two teams want to take home a victory today, for Tennessee State, controlling the boards as they have done will be key, while Western Kentucky needs to stretch the floor to avoid everything getting clogged.
Tennessee State loves to run, and they can't do that until they finish possessions on the defensive end with a stop and a rebound. So they want to control the goal boards. And for Western Kentucky, three-point shots have not been falling like they'd like them to, but they want to keep that floor spread to create some great looks in their early possessions. It
should be an exciting battle between these two teams. Can Tennessee State beat WKU for the first time ever? We'll find out as you got college basketball on ESPN+. All right, fellas, let's get ready to tee it off. Riley Chestnut, Jay Walton, Western Kentucky versus Tennessee State. And Coach Walton, you've had a few looks at Tennessee State early on this season. What should the Hilltopper fans know about this TSU Tigers team?
Well, they're a very balanced team. They like to get out and run in transition. That's where they're at their best offensively. Have not shot the ball particularly well from behind the arc so far this season. So we'll want to dial in on how good the looks they're getting from behind the arc are early in this game.
And that's something that the Hilltoppers have had some problems with, is giving up good three-point looks and, as a result, heavy three-point shots. Nkrumah, our player to watch, takes Tegan Moore down for a dive in a matchup of 30s as Harper flies. And this is Newell. That's a big body going in for the glass, and the Hilltoppers want to push.
Yeah, I think both teams would like to get out and run and create some early offense.
That being said, WKU and head coach Hank Plona know that if they want to take a step forward from prior years, that their half-court efficiency also has to be a major part of their success. Terrion Murdix calling for the K to screen, gets hedged off it by Petrie. And that pass saved by Hackman. Still juggles. Saves it underneath and misses everything. Barely had time to look at it. You can see the pressure. Tennessee State already getting the Hilltoppers a little uncomfortable, which is something that WKU didn't experience a lot of in their road win at Eastern Kentucky a few days ago.
Yeah, incredible performance with only 3 turnovers in that ball game. In that environment is just very, very impressive. So they value the ball. That last possession for Western Kentucky, their offense is heavy on the high ball screen. Tennessee State, their base defense is to get out and aggressively trap that. And you saw it sped the Hilltoppers up just a little bit on that last possession. So that'll be a key moving forward as well.
And from Cada, Tegan Moore, who's been so good at getting to the basket this season, leads the tops in points. Cada catching down low. Doubled, hooks it, hits. What a strong move by Blaze Cada.
Well, if Cada can catch it that deep, that's a problem for Tennessee State. The double team was a little bit late. Cada able to get it up to his strong right hand off the glass.
Cada, the graduate forward and center who dealt with knee issues last year, looking like a much healthier version of himself in year 2 on the Hill.
He's off to a good start today, and I think we talked about the spacing for Western Kentucky. If they can establish that low post presence early in the game, some of those three-point looks are going to be better and better throughout the first half.
WKU's defense 10th in the country at getting steals by percentage of all D1 teams as Newell takes the turnaround and drills it.
Well, the design play to get Newell isolated on the side. Pretty good defense by Carlos Williams, just better offense by Grant Newell, the soft touch on the turnaround jump shot.
Newell averaging 15.5 through his first 2 games at Western Kentucky. 45.5% shooter, but only 3 of 11 from deep. That 3 ball no good off the hand of Petrie. Hackman over to Murdix. That extra pass in the corner. And there's the 3 ball that Western Kentucky has not found this season.
It's a pretty good look in transition, though. I don't mind that shot early in their offense. That's the kind that Coach Plone would like to see more often, and they'll start to go down.
Murdix pushing tempo, scoops it, scores it. Wow!
Excellent body control, switched to the left hand and got the finish off the glass.
Strong start by Western Kentucky, 6-0 out of the starting gate over 3 minutes. That's the kind of efficiency that Hank Plona loves to see from this Hilltopper team that still hasn't quite cracked that yet. Bounce feed to Petrie, left side, and his layup rolls in through the body.
Just a good screen by Petrie, hard roll, and a nicely placed bounce pass, and a good finish.
Tegan Moore takes the foul from Aaron Nkrumah. That'll be a matchup to watch here today. Both these guys set the table for their team, and Tegan Moore, a guy playing with a lot of pride after missing all of last year due to a preseason injury, trying to build off of that all-freshman campaign he had a couple years ago. Yeah,
just a heralded score, especially in his high school career, and off to a great start this season, putting up some numbers already.
One of the best at drawing fouls in the early going across college basketball is Hackman's drive with the right hand, soft short, and Nkrumah gets the easy board. Tigers under a new head coach for the first time since 2017. Watch Nkrumah rick the 3 off the front iron. Murdix trying to push tempo, create a double team. Queta to Newell. Oh, and the legal screen called against Queta, turnover tops.
Got to be a little bit more set there.
You're a pretty big fella yourself. You're a tall drink of water there, Jay. What's the key to setting a good screen?
Get a low, wide base, get your feet set, and hold that screen till the defender or till your offensive teammate clears it.
Because clearly, if you can get a guy like Queta set, he's kind of like that Steven Adams profile. He's a hard guy to move.
He is. He takes up a lot of space in the paint.
Now Queta off the floor in his place. One of the 6 men who's really taken a shine for the Tops, the transfer, Bryant Celebonge. Watches as the Tops swarm inside, and Ryan Myers, a fellow transfer, looks to Hafner. The Toppers with the attack by Newell, right side to the hole. That layup short and the tip in, missed by Celebonge. Stays with Hilltopper Nation, though, as we reach our under 16 media timeout. 6-2 WKU as the Hilltoppers are taking an aggressive approach to scoring this basketball. We'll be back with more of the action here on ESPN+. A fast start has got WKU out to a 6-2 lead, and the reason why is the tempo that they're playing at, Mr. Walton.
Yeah, they're doing a great job in transition defense, getting back and keeping Tennessee State out of the fast break. I think having seen Tennessee State play a few times already, I think in the half-court offense, they have a tendency to settle for jump shots early in possessions. And so far, they've taken 3 threes already, a couple of them not the best looks yet. So they want to be more patient offensively, get some paint touches.
There you see Nolan Smith, the new head coach in his first ever head coaching job. Former Coach K disciple, the shooting guard for Coach K's 2010 national champion Duke team. Now given a shot to lead a program for the first time as Celebonge sweeps in and scores.
Nice job using the reverse there.
Brian Celebonge has been around. This is a guy that started his college career all the way back towards the start of the decade, and in 5 years of D1 action, he has played for 5 different schools.
A lot of these guys are well traveled with the transfer portal and the rules the way they are today. A lot of changing schools, and hopefully, everybody finds the right fit eventually.
Turnover back to the Tigers. The spin, the London turnaround, misses. And what a rip for the rebound by Petrie. That's why he's got a couple double-double watches already. Wide on the 3 ball, though. Another bad miss, and here come the Hilltoppers. Hafner using the screen, fakes, gets open, and lays it in. Cam Hafner trying to get his season going.
Oh, just a great hesitation dribble there. Froze the defender and went right through the teeth of the defense for the easy layup.
Cam Hafner, that is only his 3rd and 4th points as a Hilltopper after coming in off a 12-point season a year ago for Evansville. See the floater comes with a foul, and that's certainly an area that WKU will want to watch for. This is the Tennessee State team that is very good at the foul line, 22nd in the country through their first 3 games in free throw shooting.
Yeah, not much contact there on that drive, but as a defender, you got to keep that hand off the defender's body. Makes it an easy call for the official.
Tennessee State's grad guard from Washington, D.C., Dante Harris lines up the free throw and swishes it. Harris, following Nolan Smith from Coach Smith's last stop at Memphis a year ago and choosing to play as his starting point guard here at Tennessee State.
Yeah, it was a great pickup for Coach Smith, bringing him along from Memphis. Really needed a floor general, a true point guard, and that's what Harris brings to the table. Another guy that's been around. He's been at the highest levels at 2 or 3 different schools, and brings a great deal of experience to this Tiger squad.
Yeah, this is his 4th and final stop as a college player after playing with Penny Hardaway's Tigers a year ago in Memphis. Played at Virginia in the ACC and was an all-Big East talent who won the tournament MVP back for Pat Ewing at Georgetown in 2021. So this is a guy that, like you said, Jay, has seen a lot, played for a lot of different coaches, but he's certainly played for a lot of very good coaches.
Yeah, just wants to make this last season count. There's a nice high screen and roll there for Western Kentucky. Bryant Silabonge unable to finish, but gets himself to the foul line. And you know, every year I've watched West Kentucky, it just seems like for years they have made a living at the free throw line. You always look at their stat sheet. They normally attempt. They normally make more free throws than their opponents attempt, and that's been the case. It's early this year, but that's been the case so far in their first 2 ball games. And want to be aggressive offensively and get the ball to the rim and make some plays.
46 total free throws made through their first 2 wins, but Brian Silabonge, his first empty trip of the season, fitting for the average he's sported his whole career. In his 98th D1 game, Silabonge has shot just under 49% for his career at the foul line. Started out 4-4 this season, so you thought maybe a trend was turning. Looks like man-to-man defense. Sarmella Boone checks in, contests that jumper from Harper, and Harper still makes it count.
Tough shot. He's very good in the mid-range, really elevates, got a high release. That's one of the biggest parts of his offensive game.
Corner 3 from Hafner is hammered, and that's exactly why the Tops brought it in. Just what the doctor orders. You see the drive, the scoop, and the score. You gotta be kidding me. Antoine Lorick III ends his way to the line. Look at this twist.
Oof. Yeah, hard to see from that angle, but that was an incredible finish. Just hoping to get the ball up on the glass, and unfortunate for him, it went in, and just a strong, aggressive drive, which is what he likes to do.
So Lorick III, a veteran of Tennessee State from a year ago in this game, out of Augusta, Georgia. He won the best golf courses in the world. Wonder how his handicap is.
I don't know.
I don't either. It's an expensive hobby. So Lorick at the line. 2 of 3 this year at the charity stripe. Averaging just over 5 points a game these last 2 seasons, and he gets the friendly bounce. Looks like he's got a good shooting touch, just doesn't get to show it that often. So Murdix against London, pushing it over midcourt, facing the trap. Moore with the attack, left side floater, off the window, and barely off the rim as Moore does what he does best, gets the foul line. That's the thing about Tegan Moore, Jay. He's got such great body control.
Yeah, he it was a great job by West Kentucky attacking the press. You want to be aggressive, get the ball to the middle of the floor, and Tegan Moore doesn't shy away from contact. You know, he's not the most explosive guy, not the biggest guy, but he sure has a knack for scoring. Always finds a way to get his angles and does a lot of his damage from the free throw line.
According to Ken Palm, he is 79th in the whole country in fouls drawn over a 40-minute period. Right now averaging just under 8 fouls drawn in a 40-minute game.
Well, you saw him drive right there. He wasn't looking to go away from the contact. He got that shoulder into the defender, made sure he got the whistle.
Just a strong kid out of Dry Ridge, Kentucky, and Owen County High School. Kentucky high school basketball's state free throw leader over his career as Boone gets the steal. In transition, Murdix back to Boone for the jam! Wow!
Well, it started with the turnover in the paint. Tennessee State, careless pass leads to the early offense and a great finish by Boone.
Just like what he had at EKU a couple days ago, a highlight reel finish for the freshman out of Woodford County High School. Real impact, but now Boone caught reaching in and knocking Harper over. So Deuce is on the ground getting some help up from his TSU teammates as he has to shake off the hit.
Yeah, when you guard Tennessee State, you've got to be able to guard the dribble drive. You've got to be able to stay down on the floor, not go for shot fakes, and move your feet. And so keeping the Tigers off the foul line will be a concern for West Kentucky throughout this first half. Deuce Harper, strong drive there, able to draw the foul.
So Armello Boone guarding a little closely against TSU's top Tiger, Aaron Nkrumah, and the officials coming in to make sure they don't get too hairy between them.
Jostling position as they are set to defend the out-of-bounds play.
The trigger incoming from London. London looks in, finds Lorick, and he's denied by Moore. Back to Western Kentucky. Stop.
Well, Moore was beat. He is about to give up a layup. A great recovery from the block behind, and somehow they knocked it off of Tennessee State.
My goodness, he gave him the King James treatment right there. The emotion pouring out of Tegan Moore, a guy that just knows how to play to the top of his ability. Murdick's over midcourt. Facing the redshirt sophomore from New York out of the College of Charleston as Murdick's goes sweeping, misses the scoop, and the rebound gets tipped out off of who? Off of Murdick's. Tennessee State gets the ball back down 6. 12.5 to go. You see the creativity by Murdick's to try and get around his man, J.C. Brooks, but in the end it comes up empty. So London with the whip over to Nkrumah. Nkrumah so far only 2 points on 2 shots as the hook out. Corner 3, Lorick. Kaboom.
Well, it's a heads-up pass. Great vision by Brooks on the roll. Not a guy you would think is a great passer. Most of the time your big guy sets that screen, rolls to the basket looking to score, but he saw the open teammate in the corner. Wide open 3 for Lorick, and he's able to knock it down.
This Tops team with so many new faces, watching Boone fire back and ring off the 3 right side. Lorick unable, but Boone the last touch. Nolan Smith unhappy with the ball security there as we reach another media timeout. The score has shrunken a bit after the 6-2 start. It's only a 3-point lead for WKU. We'll be back as we reach the halfway point of the first half here on ESPN+. WKU of 17-14 over Tennessee State, trying to make it an 11-0 record against the Tigers all time as we go over to the Hilltopper sideline and take a look at WKU's second-year head coach, Mr. Hank Plona. Previously the head coach at Indian Hills Community College, assistant to Steve Lutz and that Tops team that won the CUSA tournament back in 2024, and now given the chance to try and build off of the first 2-0 start the Tops have had in quite some time.
An incredible track record as a junior college head coach, paid his dues for sure. And you know, as we mentioned earlier, really working with his first roster that's all his guys that he's brought in.
Exactly right. A few exceptions, guys like Moore and Murdick's, who have been here just as long as Hank has, but ultimately a lot of this roster, the creation of Hank Plona and his coaching staff, as we see the foul committed.
Yeah, that's a design play out of the timeout. Coach Smith want to get Lorick isolated on that side. He liked to match up against Moore. Moore does a good job initially of staying in front, but a little too much hands there at the end.
Antoine Lorick watching as his teammates are unable to clear the inbound. Turnover back to the Tops, but Lorick so far averaging 5 points a game through the early going. He's already at 6.
Yeah, he's off to a great start. Brings great energy off the bench, a very active guy, especially around the rim. Really good at putting the ball on the floor, driving to the basket.
Murdick's meanwhile with 2 assists for a Tops team that's still searching for some chemistry to create as Hafner, the top scoring leader, pulls up for the jumper and hits again. Whoa!
Tough shot. Had to arc it very high to get it over the outstretched hand of the defender. Showing the soft touch. He's off to a good start shooting the ball today.
Cam Hafner, a shooter by profile, finally looking like the guy that the Tops got out of the portal from Evansville as that floater comes with a foul. And look at Aaron Nkrumah, putting Tennessee State back at the free throw line where they have made some of their best moments.
Yeah, a lot of dribbles to get there. and just a extremely difficult finish. That floater shot from the baseline with no angle to use the glass over a defender like that, really tough shot. Talented scorer, and we talked about how he likes to get himself to the free throw line a lot and earns himself another trip there now.
So Nkrumah shooting 86% of the foul line this year. Keeps it that way with that clean drilling on the three-point play. WKU's lead down to 2 after they started out with a 6-2 lead. Moore on the right wing with Nkrumah on him. Throws it to Hafner. He catches and fires. Rising well, unable to clear it, and the rebound by Nkrumah gets Tennessee State running.
Well, that was a set play to get Hafner a look after made a couple jump shots, and you know, I'm not sure that Coach Plona likes that contested look. Little bit of a heat check.
Yeah. Nkrumah, meanwhile, getting a couple of his floaters to fall as Moore gets the sideline pass, floats it up, and finishes through the body. That's Tegan Moore in a nutshell, Jay.
Yeah, we've seen it already once before today, but again, he's not shying away from any contact. You see he goes right into the shot blocker, gets the contact with the chest, and somehow able to keep the ball high and away from the defender, use the glass for the finish.
So crafty, Tegan Moore getting the foul out of redshirt freshman Canadian J.C. Brooks. Saying, good afternoon there. He's unable to get the free throw to fall. WK's lead remains a bucket. Harper pulling up for 3. Missing. Rebound off the hand, swallowed up by Murdix. And now the Tops trying to take advantage in transition. Moore, left side to the hole, layup, good again!
Yeah, mirror image from the last play, just on the opposite side of the floor. This time goes in, finishes with the left hand in transition. Good feed by Murdix, finding the open Moore on the left wing, filling the lane, hangs, bangs, and finishes. Couldn't draw it up any better.
Tegan Moore averaging 19 a game through the first 2 Tops wins, already on pace with 6 points so far in the early going. And the free throw finishes. 7 points for Moore. What more can you ask for?
Big possession offensive for Tennessee State. They need a quality look. Paint touch, either off a pass or a dribble right here. Get some kind of screening action. They need a quality field goal.
They've certainly got speed in bunches so far, Jay. And there you see the attempted pass deflected away and turned over.
I think Harris should have shot it.
Yeah, Newell the other way, goes in and lays it up and misses everything. A big break for Tennessee State. Tigers push back with Petrie down the middle to the hole. He misses the layup and gets bailed out by the foul.
Yeah, a little bit of late whistle. I was waiting for that because there sure was a lot of contact. Looked like they got shoved in the back a little bit. Petrie's a guy, as a 6'8" front court player, can get out in the middle of the floor and handle the ball, do some things, and great job running right there. And Tennessee State able to get one of their few transition opportunities so far this afternoon.
All while Dante Harris was sitting down on the other end of the floor nursing some discomfort as Petrie's left-handed release cashes in the free throw. Petrie, a transfer from Sacramento State, originally started his college career closer to home at Pepperdine, originally from Long Beach, California, and having a breakout year after injuries kind of sidelined his story for a couple seasons.
Yeah, he's a guy, he's shooting 69% from the floor. I'd like to see him get some more touches in the paint offensively for this Tiger squad.
Tennessee State in the bonus now after WKU drew their 7th foul. Let's see what the Tigers can do with it. 9:40 to go before halftime. WKU still in the driver's seat as they have been all game, 24-21. Moore out front, doesn't take a lot of threes, likes to drive, sets up Newell. Hackman, a lot of screen action up top. Tennessee State with the trap, force Hackman to throw to Moore. Moore inside to Selabonge, and he goes in with a right-hand reverse. A nice dip down feed.
Where's that hard trap again on the high ball screen? He got Western Kentucky scrambling a little bit, but there's 2 guys on the ball. Somebody's open, and they were able to find him right there. Excellent pass in traffic, and a good finish again by Selabonge.
This is a tough Tops team to turn over so far. Entering today, WKU is 5th in the country, allowing only 7 offensive turnovers a game.
Well, it's just incredible. Yeah, it's easy to win a lot of basketball games when you take care of the ball like that. And guys at different positions can handle and pass the ball. It makes it a lot easier offensively.
Selabonge catches, goes up, gets denied by Petrie. Lorick on the ricochet. Looking in the middle, and Petrie misses the lay-in. Why doesn't he dunk it when he's already that high?
Yeah, I was just thinking, just throw it down, big fella, because he was wide open.
Floater by Moore, missing everything. Nkrumah clearing. Tennessee State hustles back in a game that is running as fast as a racetrack. Whoopsie, Nkrumah, turnover. Well, evidently both these teams want to see who can get out to the faster start. They're leaving barely any time for any exposition today, Jay.
No, not at all. It's kind of like if this was a boxing match, both teams kind of feeling each other out, throwing a few jabs. Nobody landed a heavyweight knockout punch yet.
Yeah, you only wonder what it'll do for the latter portion of this game as more scoop is sliced in beautifully.
Well, he used a screen. Did a great job curling. The defender was trailing us a little bit and got that floater finish up just high enough to score it.
Petrie, quick kick. Nkrumah fires. Misses the three ball, but it ricochets. Lorick, another kick out. Harper, good fake, driving in. Handoff, Petrie turns, lays it up and hits.
Great shot fake by Deuce Harper, gets the defender off the floor, drives by and out and keeps the vision.
A competitive battle so far, unlike what we saw a year ago between Tennessee State and WKU. Tops won that game a year ago, 84-60. And now the scoop and the score. Ryan Myers with the crafty finish on the strong side. Both these teams using a lot of different angles, Jay, but finding the right touch as Harper lets it go and swishes the three ball.
Yeah, good catch and release from Deuce Harper. He's got range, could be described as somewhat streaky over his couple years at Tennessee State so far, but certainly a guy who gets hot can get it going really quickly.
Only shooting 31.6% from deep this year entering today, but in his time at Tennessee State, Harper is closer to 37% accuracy from deep as Selabonge bangs down low. And there's the dead ball call. So a big time battle going on between Tennessee State and WKU as the Tops try and start 3-0 and hold the early lead. When we come back, free throws are on the way on ESPN+. Riley Chestnut, Jay Walton bringing you the action between Tennessee State and Western Kentucky. After our under 8 media timeout, we have 7 minutes to go before halftime, and in this physical ball game, Jay, it's the Hilltoppers winning the battle inside.
Yeah, I think they're getting the better looks right now. Some of their they've got 20 points in the paint already, and Tennessee State only has 10. Some of those are coming in transition. Some of them are coming in the half-court offense, but they are establishing their dominance around the rim. And Tennessee State needs to be a little bit more patient offensively, get more paint touches, play a little bit more inside out instead of settling for some of those jump shots early in their possessions.
After that last foul call that took us to break, WKU's Brian Silabonge back at the line where he missed his first two. Releases and hits.
Silabonge is a well put together young man. He's the ultimate garbage guy, and I mean that as the greatest compliment. He is always around the rim. He's very aggressive, likes contact, active on the offensive glass, does a lot of the dirty jobs that nobody else wants to do.
Yeah.
Probably doesn't have a lot of set plays called for him, but always in the action because he plays so hard and so aggressive.
So far, no rebounds, but 6 points for Silabonge, and there's a reason you can't spell Silabonge without the word bang. He bangs down low.
Well said.
Ball remains Tennessee State's. One thing that the Tigers have tried to get more action on is their three-point shooting. So far, they're doubling up the Tops in three-point attempts, but only have one more made three-pointer off of their hand, 2 of 8 so far. So if Tennessee State can stretch out the floor, maybe they can start to get some more success inside with players like Petrie and company. Pass around to Jones. He lets it go. Hits the three ball. There you go.
That's a good look. Sets a good screen. Frees up the ball handler. Makes some space. Knocks it down.
A Battleground Academy alum, Kavian Johns, able to strike from deep. His second three-pointer in as many tries this year, and now the Hilltoppers back up by just 3 as Boone losing the handle, saving the dribble, inside, Odiahi slams it home, count it.
Ball almost got away from Boone right there. Fumbled it a little bit, somehow comes up with it and has a vision to find his teammate. Beautiful one-hand pass. Look at his pass right there.
Whoa. Odiahi, that close. The Trolley, Ireland native is going to make you pay. WKU 3 for 3. Tennessee State 3 for their last 3. But the Tops still leading by 5 with Odiahi at the free throw line. And he rolls it up and in as WKU doubles up their lead. Now up 35-29 with 6 and change left in the first half. That is a difficult pass to make when you're scrambling just to save a turnover, but credit to the freshman Armello Boone for playing in control there. Still, a nice strong jumper from Khalil London, and he strikes back.
Yeah, Khalil London, a very talented guard. He's also dealt with some injuries throughout his career, finally healthy.
Last game, he had his second straight 14-point performance, shooting 6 of 8 at the line as Newell goes to the hole. Layup is short. He gets the rebound back, though, puts it up again, and swirls it home nicely. Grant Newell getting his own.
Yeah, a little bit of a slow start for Grant today, but you love the aggression on the drive and stays with it after not able to finish initially.
Clearly this Hilltopper team feeling some personal pride after going on the road and winning in a hostile road environment at Richmond, taking down their former OVC rivals EKU, and it seems to have this Hilltopper team playing with some spunk here today.
There's nothing that breeds confidence more than going on the road and winning early in a college basketball season. It's just kind of brings your team together, and yeah, it was a huge environment for them to go and get a win on the road the other night at Eastern.
And down guarded by Boone to Johns. No, his last name is spelled Jones, but it's pronounced Johns, as Johns to the hole. Look in far corner. Inside, the miss. Good defense. The ball ricochets out and stays with Tennessee State, though. Tops did everything right, but grabbed the basketball. And good cutoff there and good block defense by Odiahi before that ball bounces out.
Yeah, Carlos Williams, one of Tennessee State's top front court players, off to a slow start today as well, unable to finish.
Bad shot, but Johns with the offensive rebound gives Tennessee State another chance. Williams, who played in this game last year, returning for Tennessee State. Right block, out front. Harris driving in, puts it up and gets the foul call. Odiahi had his hands up the whole way, but too much body on that one.
Yeah, Boone a little bit out of control on the closeout, lets Harris blow by.
And that's an area that you can see Armello Boone is still, as a freshman, trying to get used to.
Yeah, it's one of the most difficult things to do is close out on a guy who's as good off the bounce as Harris and keep him in front. Just a very tough task, but yeah, got to chop those feet, think shot, or actually play the shot with the hands up, but think drive. Always thinking this guy, you know, could blow by me at any minute.
That's the thing about Tennessee State, though, Jay. Their athleticism is really jumping off the charts here.
Yeah, they do. They have a lot of guys who can put the ball on the floor, a lot of guys who can create their own shot.
Harris, in and out, empty trip, and Boone is bailed out. Gets his own rebound. Up ahead, it's Hafner. Good look. Great shot.
Got to find him in transition. That's just a breakdown by Tennessee State right there in the fast break. You cannot leave Cam Hafner wide open in the corner for a three.
Cam Hafner up to 10 points to lead the Tops entirely on his three-point shot, where he's hit 2 of his 3. A welcome remedy to the Tops' poor three-point shooting so far through their first 2 games. Hafner brought in to do just that and looking like it so far. Now trying to contest, and there's the late foul call. Seems that the Tops are having trouble keeping Tennessee State in front of them.
Yeah, it's just, like I said, we talked about this earlier. You've got to be able to guard the dribble when you're playing Tennessee State. And it's hard to do. It's hard to keep guys out of the paint. And London there not able to get the shot to go down, but aggressive drive, uses the left hand. Now will shoot 2 shots.
Unfortunately, Tennessee State not able to cash in on these opportunities. Missing their last 3 free throws after they started hitting their first 6.
Coming into the game, they're 81% as a team. So normally a very good foul shooting squad, and so far not the case today.
WKU also 6 of 9 at the foul line. Coming in, shooting 73% through the early going. Tennessee State leaving points on the table, down 9, can't afford to. This is a big stretch on the way before halftime. London does get the bounce after all to break that skid, as Tennessee State now 7 of 10 at the charity stripe.
Yeah, big stop for the Tigers right here. They want to stay connected here in these last 4 minutes of the half. Need to come up with some stops.
Cade Unseld out of Warren Central here in Bowling Green looks to Silabonge. Silabonge the kick out, extra pass. Unseld in the corner. Airballs the three, a little too much on it. We get a tie up, but Moore watching Hafner step out of bounds as we reach our final media timeout. 3:56 to go in the first half, and a battle of will between Tennessee State and Western Kentucky has the Tops up 8, looking for their 3-0 start to the season on ESPN+. Back here in Diddle Arena, WKU holding the 8-point lead over Tennessee State with 3:56 remaining in the first half. And with Jay Walton here, I'm Riley Chestnut. The thing that sticks out to me, Jay, is the fact that despite giving up 5 offensive rebounds, WKU and Tennessee State are tied in second chance points at just 2 apiece.
Yeah, the Tigers active on the glass, just not able to come up with second chance points so far. Yeah, bench production right now has been a factor as well. Over half of the Hilltoppers' points coming from the reserves. They got 23 points off the bench so far, so a lot of guys in the action, especially Cam Hafner, which is great to see for Hank Plona because as a team they have not shot the ball well in their first 2 ball games. So to see Hafner come in and knock down a couple of open looks, something that the Hilltoppers sorely needed.
This is how bad it's been 3-point shooting wise for the Tops. On NCAA stats, they keep a record of where teams are ranked nationally, and the first 355 are eligible. Jay, the Hilltoppers aren't even in that category.
Oh wow! Well, it's early in the year, and got a lot of good shooters. Just haven't knocked them down like we expect so far. But Hafner looking to change that today.
Certainly showing it so far as we see the kickball violation to prevent the easy score by Johns for Tennessee State. Meanwhile, if you're on the opposite side of it with this TSU team and you're getting this kind of production inside, what's the key to finishing those opportunities?
Just keep going strong, being aggressive. Again, they've been to the foul line a lot already. Keep getting there, put pressure on that Hilltoppers bench.
There's the handoff. Wrestled for by Johns. He keeps the ball and then throws it away. Good pressure by WKU down low.
Yeah, Harris able to get into the paint again, but coming up empty there. He's either got to go in there and score that himself or find the open man.
Tegan Moore over to Boone. Boone the hero out at Eastern Kentucky with 14 points and a lot of key steals late. Scored 12 of those 14 in the second half. Unseld, good pass into Silabonge, and he lays it in with the reach-in foul from Tennessee State's Harris.
Well, we talked about the high ball screen being a big part of West Kentucky's offense right there. And the tag man who's supposed to rotate over in front of Silabonge is a little bit late. And not only did they give up the bucket, but the ticky-tack foul as well.
Especially to a guy who's as strong as Brian Silabonge. There's a reason he came in as a physical profile, a guy that you want to do the dirty work, and so far he's delivered. Now back at the free throw line where Silabonge's already had 4 foul shots and made 2 of them. Looking to make it 3 in a row at the line. Unable.
Yeah, you mentioned every trip to the line is kind of an adventure for Bryant. And you need him on the floor late in games, especially because of so much thing that he brings to the table, but a liability in a close game for sure.
Tennessee State with another turnover. Not something they've had a lot of problems with so far through their 2-1 start, albeit 2 wins against NAIA schools out of the HBCAC. And now the other way, Harris hard driving, tried to be cut off, and he earns the foul in transition. It's clear that whoever can execute in transition defensively and offensively will likely come out of this game victorious.
Yeah, well, this is one of the few opportunities that Tennessee State has had to get out and run. Love the aggression by Harris, try to get as deep as he can into the paint and draw the contact.
Harris, the veteran floor general with Big East and ACC experience, back at the free throw line. 2 of 4 at the charity stripe for both of his points. I'll make it all 3. So Blaze Queta back on the floor, and while he doesn't bounce off of the stat sheet, a guy that big certainly capable with all the screen action the Tops are running. Looks like the Hilltoppers are putting a little more size out there, want to make things more difficult for this smaller Tennessee State lineup. Harris takes a breath. And short rims the free throw. Tennessee State struggling at the foul line unlike prior games so far today as Boone attacking. Floater, easy for Armello Boone.
No one ever stopped the ball for Tennessee State. Boone just knifes right through the heart of the defense.
Gabrion spikes in the game, looking to Harris. And Harris calming Tennessee State down a bit, facing Murdix, the veteran. Good hedge by Keita. Harris the drive, feeds Johns inside, and he floats it home. Keita getting a little too caught up in that screen action off the hedge.
Good job by Harris.
Newell from the corner at Lorick. Bounce pass across court. Murdix the shot fake, runs right into Harris. Shot clock only halfway down. Tops know it. Up 9. Trying to finish the first half strong over Tennessee State. Murdix underneath, the scoop and the score. Great stretch by Murdix.
Yeah, he uses the high ball screen, gets downhill, and crafty finish. Thought he might go to the left hand to keep the ball away from the defender, but instead goes underneath.
Murdix at 4. All but 3 Hilltoppers to play today have scored, and they've got the 11-point lead on Tennessee State. As a foul is called in the Hilltopper crowd that is heavily influencing here in Diddle today, does not like it.
Yeah, late call, but the right call. A lot of contact there. Trips up Harris on the drive there.
That's the thing about big guys sometimes. They're not always the most fast on their feet.
I think these Hilltopper fans wanted to see an exciting finish on the other end, which was about to be the case.
Dante Harris continuing to force the action, but creating a lot off his dribble penetration. Back at the free throw line. 3 of 6 so far. Now 4 of 7 for all 4 of his points. I mean, the Murdix have done a good job passing the ball around, only 1 turnover between them.
Yeah, it's taking great care of the ball, value in possession, and that's winning basketball at any level.
9 turnovers for Tennessee State, only 3 for Western Kentucky, but EKU only forced 3 through a full 40-minute game against the Tops a week ago, so Tennessee State already having some better success at that.
Yeah, just haven't been able to get those turnovers generated into offense.
Terry on Murdix looking to Hank Plona for the play call.
Zone defense for the first time from the Tigers.
So Lebonge the seal, the ball bounced away, and there's a steal by Tennessee State. Double dribble though, takes it away. Ball back to Western Kentucky.
Seemed like the defender deflected that for a second, but the official does not agree with me.
Oh, it might have gone off his own foot.
Yeah, that was it.
Got a little too fancy with the sauce there, and Harris off the floor as the Tops get a front court turnover. Murdix looks right. Hackman. That zone in play, 2-3 for Tennessee State. Murdix trying to prod it to Moore in between. Stripped and fouled, and Aaron Nkrumah adamant that he did not do anything wrong there.
Well, that's exactly where you want to go with the ball against this zone. So one of your most skilled players right in the heart of the defense.
Tennessee State's been in the bonus for the last 8 minutes. WKU joining them just a few minutes ago, but it seems like the Tops have made better use of their chances to get fouls. Plus the fact that Tennessee State has started the game 10 of 14 at the foul line. A lot of chances, but not as efficient as they usually are.
Yeah, that's something moving to the second half Western will want to address in the locker room is how can we defend better without fouling?
How can we avoid the dribble penetration from so many grand athletes on this Tennessee State team that know how to create?
Yeah, part of he wants to say, just back off a little bit, give them a little bit more gap because they've not shot the ball well from 3, but that's not their identity. That's not the way Hank Plona wants to play. He wants to get out, pressure the ball, put pressure on those ball handlers, and so sometimes when you do that, you're susceptible to that dribble drive, and like you said, Tennessee State has earned some opportunities there today.
So it looks like our officials felt there was something wrong with that elite branded basketball and wanted to get a new one out on the floor. Possession doesn't change, free throws don't change. Tegan Moore back at the line to shoot more free throws for Western Kentucky and try and put them up by double digits again. And he does.
That's another 10 for
looking at the official totals here, Jay. Strong offensive performance by the Tops and everything but 3-point shooting. 63% overall from the field.
Yeah, Nolan Smith would be disappointed in that defensive effort. I know that's how he wants to be established as a program, is to have a defensive mindset, and to give up, you know, almost 50 points at 63% clip is not going to please him.
Hackman on the run after the turnover, and he gets fouled in transition. You could see that coming a mile away once Tennessee State gave away the free ball underneath. What are you seeing from WKU's defense down low that's allowed them to prevent Tennessee State from getting a lot of good touches inside?
Well, they defended the paint very well. Even the times that Tennessee State has gotten the ball in the paint off of dribble penetration, they've done a good job of walling up, and they're not giving up a ton of offensive rebounds.
Hackman hits. LJ Hackman, cool as a cucumber, 5 of 7 through the first 2 tops wins, averaging just short of 9 points a game. Now joins the scoring column. Let's see if he can make it 2 for 2. He does, and WKU's lead is up to 12, their largest of the game, with under a minute to go in the first half. Screen set, London prodding, throws it inside where Silabonge swats it away like he was getting a shot thrown in his face.
That pass is in an area where there's a lot of hands, a lot of arms and hands at that level. Need to make a bounce pass below the defender's hands or put it up top where your teammate's the only guy that can catch it.
Bad closeout by Tegan Moore, and Aaron Nkrumah making him pay as he gets fouled on a 3-point shot off the inbound, and Nkrumah will have 3 free throws coming up for Tennessee State.
Yeah, Hank Pona is disappointed there. That's the last thing you want to do, is to give a guy Nkrumah 3 chances here at the foul line where he's so good. Force a tough contested jump shot, and to bail him out by fouling is not the way he wanted to end that defensive possession.
Nkrumah, an all-second-team OVC player a year ago out of Worcester, Massachusetts, rolls in his second free throw and gets 1 more for the old-fashioned 3-point play. 35 seconds left, trying to put Tennessee State back within single digits, and he does. So Nkrumah now leading Tennessee State, as he has every single game, with 10 points, including the best scoring output of the season so far for Tennessee State last game against Oakwood when he had 25.
Yeah, NAI opponent, but he was feeling it that night. He got some good looks early, got it to go down, and was able to stay on a hot streak for the rest of the evening.
Averaging 6 more points a game this season so far than he did a year ago. Came in averaging north of 17 a night through the strong start, as the shot clock and game clock are only separated by 4 seconds. And Murdix knows it, wants to hold for a possible final shot by Western Kentucky, up 9. Moore with 5 on the shot clock, the hard drive, saves the basketball, puts it up, and swirls the shot in to waste even more time.
Well, as is the case with a lot of times when Tegan Moore scores, it wasn't pretty, but he got the job done.
Whoa, Dante Harris at the buzzer. Sticks a thorn in the side of this Hilltopper crowd and gives Tennessee State some momentum, trailing by just 8 entering halftime.
A huge shot for Tennessee State going in the locker room, keep it at single digits.
So we have had a marathon start between these two teams that are on the fast track. How fitting in Corvette City. Tennessee State with the final answer from Dante Harris, but the Tops shooting efficiently, lead by 8. 51-43 at halftime as we take a break here on ESPN+.
Tennessee State, 43. Fans, please turn your
A thrilling hand off the hope that Dante Harris just provided with that long 3 at the buzzer to give Tennessee State a shot of adrenaline, but the score at halftime still heavily in favor of the hosts here at Western Kentucky, 51-43. As we reach halftime here in Diddle Arena with Riley Chestnut. Jay Walton, happy to bring you along, and you can't do any better than shooting 65% in the first half, which is what WKU pulled off.
Yeah, they're shooting a high percentage because they're getting great looks. They're doing a good job attacking the basket and trying to get paint touches and play inside-out basketball. They've been very aggressive, not settling for jump shots, and so that's why they're shooting 65%.
And shots are so valuable in this day and age with so much of the turnover from year to year. The fact that WKU has 7 less turnovers than Tennessee State as well doesn't hurt either.
Again, picking up where they left off from the other night. They only got 4 at halftime. You can win a lot of basketball games at home, on the road, hostile environment, conference game, non-conference. I don't care what you do. If you turn the ball over 4 times in a half, that gives your team a great chance.
So ultimately, 10 of the 12 WKU players have scored, but Tennessee State's been able to generate some success, specifically at the foul line where they've had a lot of opportunity.
Well, it's kept them in the game. And again, Hank Plone is probably addressing that with his team at the half. Guys, we've got to be able to play good, solid half-court defense without putting our hands on them. Move our feet, let's get in position, keep them off the foul line, because it's really keeping them in the game right now.
Plus the rebounding, Tennessee State winning that battle as well as one of the better rebounding teams in D1 out of the starting gate.
Yeah, only have given up 1 offensive rebound to West Kentucky in the first half. It's pretty incredible. Got to keep attacking the offensive glass, the Tigers do, because when things aren't falling, when you're not getting the shots to go down, that's a great way to give your team a boost.
So WKU trying to keep their hand on the wheel. 51-43 at halftime as we take a break here on ESPN+. Riley Chestnut, Jay Walton here in Diddle Arena, where WKU is trying to go to 17-4 when leading at halftime under head coach Hank Plone, holding a 51-43 lead. Top shooting 20 of 31, and there have been 2 catalysts so far, Jay, and good news for both of us. They both wear number 30 on opposite sides of the aisle.
Both these guys have been very effective this afternoon. Aaron Nkrumah get himself to the foul line a lot. Tegan Moore living there as well. Both of them get there in different ways, but both of those guys huge factors in the first half, and certainly go-to guys for their respective teams.
Yeah, when you look at Tegan Moore, his ability to absorb contact and still find a way to get the shot off has been the way he's made his living for the majority of his career, whereas Aaron Nkrumah, he's a real quick twitch kind of athlete that knows how to get to his spot.
Yeah, both different style players. Nkrumah probably relies on the three-point shot a little bit more than Tegan Moore as well. But both of them, they understand if I can be aggressive, if I can get the ball to the paint, get my body in the defender, get myself to the free throw line, it really helps my team.
Now, if you are WKU, you already mentioned the fact that you want to see them defend without fouling, which was a problem in that first half. What else would you like to see them improve on?
Stay aggressive offensively, not settle for jump shots. Conversely, Tennessee State's got to find a way to keep them out of the paint. Make them take more long-range jumpers, more three-point shots. Wall up, build a wall around the paint, shore up that ball screen defense where we're not allowing them to score, what was it, 32 points in the paint in the first half. They will not win this ball game if that continues in the second.
43-51, WKU with the 8-point lead at halftime against Tennessee State on ESPN+. First half in the books, second half on the way. Riley Chestnut, Jay Walton on hand as WKU tries to start 3-0 for the first time under head coach Hank Plone, and are just 20 minutes away from doing so. We've had a lot of fun so far, and with the first half in the books, let's take a look at some of the highlights, starting with the Tigers and their Big Blue Rising Brigade.
Tough mid-range jump shot, great elevation by Deuce Harper.
You get to see this little hook around by London for the pull-up. Good job of getting to his spot in space. Meanwhile, you get to see the action here, and what makes Tennessee State so tough is they've got shooters, and Deuce Harper is certainly in that conversation.
Yeah, they do have good shooters. Just want to make sure that the looks, especially that they get early in this second half, are good ones.
So WKU is up 8 for a reason, and it's been their ability to keep the pressure in their pace and attack the basket so well, while having a guy like Cam Hafner coming up big from downtown, serving the cause. And then the boom goes the dynamite moment by Armello Boone.
Yeah, they've been very good in transition, been able to get out and create some opportunities there, and you see 2 finishes at the rim. And again, we talked about Tennessee State. You got to figure out a way to keep the Hilltoppers out of the paint, away from the rim, force them to take more jump shots in their offense.
You saw Tennessee State shift to more of a 2-3 zone towards the latter half of the first half. So do you think that's the call that they might want to try and incorporate a little bit earlier?
It could be. They created a turnover in their first possession that they jumped in it and kind of disrupted the flow offensively for West Kentucky. So wouldn't be surprised to see that more. I doubt they'll start in the zone, but could definitely see it in these next 20 minutes.
WKU, just to keep people updated, they have 3 or 4 Hilltoppers with 2 fouls in that first half. Leroy Odiaye, their backup big, one of them Cam Hafner, their sharpshooter, that has both of their 3s so far with 2. Then you got starters Tegan Moore and Terrion Murdix also with 2 fouls. On Tennessee State side, they've only got 1 player that's in foul trouble, and it happens to be their difference maker, Aaron Nkrumah, with 3 fouls in the first half.
Yeah, both teams need to be cognizant of playing better defense without fouling, moving your feet, beating the offensive player to the spot.
Time to start the second half of fun as Nolan Smith, the first-year head coach, taking over Tennessee State from longtime head man Penny Collins. Trying to see if he can get this group to play more blended basketball together. There's a reason they've started 2-1 under their new head coach, and we're coming in averaging 98 points a game, even against lesser competition. They've had a lot of success. On Hank Clona's side, it's been the ability to adjust and improve from one half to the other. That's been the difference so far, so let's see if the Tops can keep that train rolling.
To see Grant Newell involved early in this second half. A bit of a slow start for him offensively.
Does have 3 rebounds, though, to lead WKU in that department, as Murdix, 4 points, 2 of 3 with 4 assists, gives the kick to Newell. Newell up the baseline around Williams, holds for the shot and gets fouled, trying to take the reverse. Good job by Newell to incorporate himself.
That was a good offensive possession, lots of ball movement, strong drive by Newell. Thought he might have gotten away with shuffling his feet just a little bit, but able to stay on balance and draw the foul. And so far, Tennessee State on this first possession not able to keep the Hilltoppers off the line.
So Newell back there. His free throw is Cherry. And I stood corrected, Jay. I was looking at the wrong box column. I thought Nkrumah had 3 fouls. He had 3 turnovers, and now Petrie is the first Tiger to 3 fouls after that last one.
Well, he's their best big, and that's a big stat for Tennessee State. He's going to have to be careful over these next several minutes because he can't afford to sit for too long.
Nkrumah only had 2 fouls after the opening half of play, so not in danger yet. Just depends on how quickly he draws that third. Dante Harris, who had that long 3-pointer at the buzzer to put Tennessee State down 8 before that last free throw trip by Newell. The swing pass, Petrie turns, misses the reverse, had a great look, but Newell gets the rebound out and steps out of bounds after bodies fly everywhere. Ball back to Tennessee State.
Well, that was an incredibly difficult pass by Nkrumah out of the double team, and Petrie, glad to have that one back. He needs to be able to finish that play.
Wasn't easy. He had a bunch of bodies on him, so Petrie drawing a lot of attention down low to keep him from shooting efficiently. Nkrumah way beyond the basket, standing on the far right IGA logo. Uses Petrie to screen and drive. Now we have a step out of bounds by Harper. You figure a shooter like him would have better spatial awareness.
Yeah, got that right foot on the line as he attempted to shot fake and drive by the defender. And here's the zone early.
So Murdix going to Hackman as the Tops try and break Tennessee State through their 2-3 zone. Shifted to that towards the end of the first half after playing heavy man, and the lob to Newell leads to the punch drunk jam.
Well, you can tell that that's something they talked about in the locker room at halftime. Hey, if they see the zone, we're going to run there. That was a design play, well executed for the easy lob.
Grant Newell already up to the total of points he had in the entire first half. Now from 4 to 8, Newell starting to get involved, much to the Tops' delight, as we see the reach-in foul called against WKU. Looks like that was on Tegan Moore for the push.
And Nkrumah just putting his head down, determined to get in the paint and make something happen, and he does.
Doesn't seem like Tennessee State, though, is playing with the same pace that we saw in that first half, and it looks like both teams are a little bit more deliberate to try and slow things down with their changes in scheme.
Well, I think Tennessee State, when they have the opportunities in transition, they want to take them, but in the half court, definitely looking to be more patient, get the look that they want.
Newell caught pushing.
The foul is on the Hilltoppers, number 8, Grant Newell, his first.
First foul on Newell, luckily, but you see the contact there, forcing Lorick to take a dive.
Yeah, Hank Plona not happy with Grant Newell for the touch foul there. Wants him to move his feet, be down in the stance and more aware.
Nkrumah taking the rookie, Amrello Boone, for a drive and finishing off the right-hand side. Nice move. Now Murdoch's the other way. Earns the foul on Harris after it looked like Harris got the strip on him, but too much body.
The foul is on the Tigers, number 10, Dante.
That's why Terrion Murdoch's is such a valuable piece for a guy that's been playing college basketball since 2019.
Well, he's not a guy that forces a lot, but he's going to take what the defense gives him, and that time able to get down into the paint and draw the foul.
And draws the strings together on that first foul shot. Terrion Murdoch's, a career 80% foul shooter. This is a guy you do not want to see in this spot, as he puts WKU up 11, nearly 2 minutes into the second half. Makes them both. Terrion Murdoch's very efficient so far. Murdoch's up to 6 points, and he's got 5 assists to lead this ball game. Even better, no turnovers. Doing a great job protecting the basketball as Hackman plays primary defender on Harris. Now to Harper. Murdoch's meets him. Harper, the quick twitch drive into the hole. The floater is finished beautifully by Deuce.
Straight line drive. Hard to get any help on that from your teammate when you get blown by that quickly. Good job by Deuce Harper getting to the teeth of the defense.
Boone with the hard shot off the window. It rolls out. Keita in the right spot. A couple head fakes. Looks out front. Now in the zone. The bounce feed. Tip back to Murdoch's. Out left. The corner three by Boone. Too short. Great look. And the rebound ripped away by Harper. Tennessee State trying to push. Down by 10. Nkrumah, the quick three. Fouled. That's the second time Aaron Nkrumah has drawn a 3-shot foul out in the perimeter.
Yeah, just making it easy for him.
Good job by Harper, though, to seal it off and force that late kick when Nkrumah caught up with the action. WKU getting ready to sub in 3. As Nkrumah's first free throw swishes. Aaron Nkrumah leading Tennessee State, now leading this game. 13 points, 5 of 5 at the free throw line, living up to the 86% clip.
Number 3, Number 4, Brian.
We haven't seen a lot of drives from Nkrumah, but it's been his ability to get a shot off quickly that forces these younger Hilltopper defenders to scramble.
He has a tendency to settle sometimes, in my opinion, early in the offensive possessions for jump shots, but he's made 2 aggressive drives so far this half and gotten himself to the foul line, and 3 easy ones on that possession.
His second trip to the foul line with 3 opportunities. Doing a great job so far as Nkrumah, now 7 of 7 at the charity stripe. Up to 15 points to lead this game, while Moore takes the hard drive left side, floats it up and rolls it off. There's that body control from Tegan Moore, forcing the issue.
Just head down, strong, determined to get to his spot, and a reach in there out of the corner helper.
Tegan Moore, he might take more shots off balance through contact than he ever does from a set position.
Not always pretty, but it's highly efficient and very effective.
Moore at the line again. His first in the second half is nylon.
It's not only are you're putting points on the board, you're scoring, but you're also putting a lot of pressure on the other team's bench with as many fouls as he's able to draw.
21 minutes, Tegan Moore. Now backing up Nkrumah with the top's best shooting performance so far, 14 points. Moore 5 of 7 at the charity stripe, takes a seat. Blaise Keita back in the ball game while WKU brings in Silabonge, Myers, and Hafner, their 3-point shooter who transferred in from Evansville. Harper the catch, handoff back to Harris. WKU's lead 9 points as we approach 16 minutes left in the second half. Against the zone, the pull-up 3 by Harper. Oh, that was a hard shot.
He can elevate. He's an extremely bouncy guy. Really gets off the floor on his jump shot. And create his own shot off the dribble, as we saw in that possession.
Boone off the screen, pass into Silabonge for the catch, and he's denied. Gets his rebound and puts it back in to clean up the mess.
There's that high ball screen again, and I think it was Harper who's defending the opposite corner. He's got to slide over just a tad bit sooner to give help on the guy rolling down the middle of the lane there. on the screening action.
Doesn't help that the guy he's trying to slip in and cover is as strong as Bryant Silabonge is. He's a hard guy to cover when he gets a steamroll downhill. Turnaround by Harper, tough shot, and it rolls off for the offensive rebound to rim away. Silabonge clearing things up with some authority. 8-point WKU lead. Boone holding in space, doesn't like the look, wants to get the offense moving to Myers. A nice hedge, Harris holding, pass back to Silabonge. Doesn't take threes, but goes to work and gets stripped for the steal by Harper. Deuce Harper starting to impose his will in this game as his floater misses everything and Boone clears. Boone trying to push it. Tennessee State slowing the freshman down as he gets fouled by Lorick on the reach. Don't know what that was for Tennessee State's Antoine Lorick, but it forces our break. 15.5 to go, and WKU still up by 8, just like they were when they entered this half. 61-53 on ESPN+. So WKU and Tennessee State trading points as both teams have 10 after the start of the second half, and with 15.5 to go, it's 61-53 WKU as you see the foul trouble pitted against Tennessee State from two impact performers inside, and the last foul, a strange one to give away when you got a guy across midcourt, but now Antoine Lorick sitting with only one more foul to give.
Yeah, foul trouble starting to mount for both teams, and both staffs will have to address that down the stretch here. The most concerning for me, if I'm Tennessee State, is my best front court player, Jalen Petrie's got 3. So it allows, you know, if I'm Hank Plona, I'm thinking, let's go at him right now. He can't afford to pick up a fourth because he'll have to sit for quite a long time. So I would not be surprised to see them draw up something to get the ball inside.
Not to mention Tegan Moore and Terrion Murdix, two impact performers in the starting lineup, watching Hafner rim the 3 off. Offensive rebound lost under the basket by Blaze Cada. And a lot of contact before that ball rolls Tennessee State's way, but Murdix and Moore, the two Hilltoppers that have 3 fouls so far, so you got to be careful with them with so much ball game left.
And for the first time today, we'll see a little zone from Western Kentucky.
Same 2-3 that Tennessee State has been sporting as Grant Newell, who's gotten going in the second half, waits to check back in. London the shot fake, pulls it and throws it to Nkrumah. Nkrumah overhead to Harper. His corner 3 over Cada is kaboomed.
Good ball movement by Tennessee State, able to get the ball inside the paint off the dribble. Great ball movement throughout the possession, and Deuce Harper connects.
Deuce Harper, 8 points in the second half. Now up to 13 for the game. 3 threes to lead the cause as Silabonge gets going, drives hard and loses the basketball and ricochets it all the way out towards the scoring table back to Tennessee State. That's
where you want the ball, right there in the teeth of the defense. Silabonge unable to finish, but you could kind of see Petrie back off just slightly, knowing he's playing with the 3 fouls.
Silabonge, Myers, and Boone off the floor. WKU brings back in their 2 guys with 3 fouls to lead things in the 2-3 zone. Moore and Murdix. Also got Cada, Newell, and Hafner on the floor to stretch things out. Petrie with 3 fouls, gives a screen, and Harris drives in right, scoops it and scores. Tennessee State now going on a run here with 5 straight. They're within 3.
Nice job of staying low, splitting the double team on the high ball screen, getting himself to the paint.
Moore catching in traffic, out to Murdix. Murdix doesn't want to shoot. Feed inside to Moore. Moore tries to keep the basketball, does so. Gets going inside left, floater. Good by Tegan Moore. Tegan Moore up to 16 points, now leads this ball game. 5 of 6 shooting, 6 of 8 at the line. Has an attempt at a 3-ball, but doesn't need to as Harris clears right wing and misses the 2. Too quick of a shot, and Moore in transition to Newell the other way, and he gets held down by Harper. That was a dangerous move.
Hard foul. Want to make sure that Newell has no opportunity to get the ball up on the glass.
So Hank Plona calling Western Kentucky back over to the huddle.
Yeah, I think they're going to take a look just to make sure there's no ill intent on the foul.
When it comes to judging what is flagrant and what isn't, what is the common nomenclature on those calls?
Anytime there's contact above the shoulder, they're going to go take a look at it to make sure there's not a swing or a follow through on the contact. And then anytime that there's just an unimpeded progress to the basket and you just wrap the offensive player up, they're gonna make that call. So I'm not sure this qualifies. We'll see how they rule it. I think it may be just a hard foul. Good basketball play.
Because from what I saw, it looked like Harper grabbed Newell by his arm to keep him from getting a shot off, and then it just happened that he took a hard fall to the floor.
Right.
Wasn't the hardest.
The aftermath was worse than the foul itself, I believe. But a great job of running the floor by Newell and the heads-up pass of Tegan Moore to find his partner streaking down the middle of the lane.
And it goes back to, for Tennessee State, you got this opportunity as we now get an official come over here.
Flagrant 1 on blue 2 for excessive contact. Shot.
So they call a flagrant foul, only a flagrant 1 against Deuce Harper. And so
excessive contact is what our official tells us. So
by that understanding, I would say that's the right call. So Grant Newell, after that hard flagrant foul by Deuce Harper, will shoot a solo free throw and hit. So Newell gets one more, and he has a chance to put WKU back up by a couple possessions here. And he doesn't. Does get them up 6, though, after splitting that flagrant foul trail. It all goes back, though, to Tennessee State. After they had gotten within 3, they settled for a quick jumper early in the shot clock when maybe you feel like they could probably just wait a little bit and try and build something, because that was what the key was to that 3-ball by Harper earlier. They did a good job of building to that open look in the corner on a mismatch. Murdix to Hafner, catch and fire 3. In and out. Cada the rebound, puts it up and in.
Second time out of a timeout that Hank Bone has drawn up a set to get Hafner a look. Unable to knock him down, but Cada there on the spot. Catch high, keep high, easy bucket.
WKU in their zone defense trying to stay organized, and with Deuce Harper starting to draw some success in the second half, how do you feel the Tops are going to adjust to avoid leaving him alone in the perimeter?
I think they'd like to run him off the line, not get him anything easy.
So contact away from the inbound between Nkrumah and Newell. That is only Grant Newell's second foul, and it just makes us have to reset for another inbound from Harris. WKU back up by 8. A flagrant foul issued to Deuce Harper, the leading scorer for Tennessee State after the second half started, and Nkrumah's 3-ball wide of everything. Maybe settling a bit there, as you said. Moore to Newell, corner 3, off the front. Ball ricochets to Moore, and he lays it in.
Tennessee State got to finish that possession with a rebound.
WKU starting to get back into the rebounding battle, especially on the offensive glass, as WKU gets ready to sub in Leroy Odiaye. Left side, the high scoop off the miss. Nice swallow up by Hackman. He pushes for WKU, now up by 10 when they were just up by 3. Hackman to the middle. Floater off the rim, slammed back by Newell, but the foul takes it away. Good drive, though, by L.J. Hackman, strong to the front of the hole.
Yeah, nice inside-out dribble, froze the defender a little bit right there at the top of the key. Goes right in the huge play because he draws the 4th foul on Jalen Petrie. So he's going to have to go to the bench.
Him and Lorick both with only one more foul to give before they are sent packing to Tennessee State's blue-clad bench. And J.C. Brooks ready to check in for Petrie as Hackman eyes it, flies it, and rolls in the first foul shot. WKU. It feels like just a few minutes ago they were only up 3, and now they built it back up to an 11-point lead.
Yeah, foul line again. This half has been a key, just like it was in the first half.
WKU now 17 of 23 at the charity stripe tonight. Hackman gives them their 18th make on 24 tries, and that's really where this battle has been separated so far. Both teams drawing a lot of free throws. London against the 2-3, which has some man-to-man looks on it as there's no switching. WKU playing high as London looks to prod off the Brooks screen. Takes a 3-ball off the front of the rim. Hackman comes back to clear it. Tops up 12, trying to separate with 12 to go. Hackman up the right side gets stripped. Saves it to Newell. Newell takes London on a mismatch into the high box. Murdoch's out front. Switch to London. Drives in, left side, the scoop. Out of the rim, offensive board by Odiaye, back to Murdoch's. Hanger off the window, short. Rebound tipped around, back to Moore. Moore driving with the body, banks it in.
Great balance. He's just so good at that, drawing the contact and still able to keep his eyes on the rim. Ball away from the defense, get it on the square. Just a heads up, offensive rebound, put back by Tegan Moore.
An 11-0 run over the last 2 minutes and 9 seconds by WKU as Harper's three ball comes with a heat check, and Odiaye trying to clear the rebound. Finally watches the foul get called after the Tops had a chance to end that possession well earlier than intended. We've reached another media timeout. A foul against WKU keeps Tennessee State with the rock down 14. An 11-0 run by the Hilltoppers has them up by double figures here on ESPN+. Just a few weeks away from his 46th birthday, and Big Red is still moving like a man in his 20s. Happy to see that WKU is defending their home court, searching for a 3-0 start for the first time since the Rick Stansbury era. It's the Tops up 14, having gone on an 11-0 run over the last 2.5 minutes, while Tennessee State has been stuck in a 3-minute scoring drought, Jay.
Well, for Tennessee State, their problems have been on the glass. They did a great job in the first half, keeping the Hilltoppers off the offensive glass. This half, not so much the case. Second chance points have allowed West Kentucky to get off to a great start here. Kind of in the danger zone if you're Tennessee State right now. Need a quality look every possession down.
WKU out-rebounding Tennessee State through the first 8+ minutes of the second half by 10, and that corner three ball cold as ice from Dante Harris.
That was a good cross-court pass by Nkrumah, excellent vision, and they really needed that shot to go in.
That's really the only thing other than the early success on rebounding and foul shots that Tennessee State got that's kept them in the game. Now up to 7 threes in this game, while the Tops are only 2 of 10, and Newell gives them a run through the washing machine.
That was a set play designed to get Grant Newell an opportunity to drive downhill, and he showed great patience and balance there, staying on 2 feet in the paint and finish it with a dunk.
That's been something that the Tops have really gotten better at this season, as we see the floater iced by Johns, is their ability to draw up good plays out of timeouts.
Well, that was a good possession for Tennessee State, back-to-back offensive possessions. Problem is they can't afford to trade baskets. They've got to get some stops on this end. Not able to do so. Excellent high ball screen and roll. Odiaye with a nice finish.
And Terrion Murdoch setting the table for him as he has all night. Murdoch helping Odiaye murder the basket, up to 6 assists with no turnovers. And now Hackman gets his hand in the cookie jar. Up the right end, Hackman to the hole, lays it in as the Tops have turned up the pressure. I think this is a style that the Hilltopper fans are very excited to see based off of the early returns so far. Tops up 15 and separating through this second half. Nkrumah looking to Harper as Tennessee State seems to be stuck offensively. Harper using the screen, crossing back, stepping away for 3. Oh, that was a heat check, but Nkrumah with the offensive board saves it to Johns, and his layup is defended well and blocked off. What a job. Murdoch's fouled the other way by Khalil London. And all the momentum is going in favor of the Tops right now.
Yeah, Tennessee State really needs to regroup right here and figure out a way to stay close.
Seems that talk at halftime about not giving up quality paint touches and keeping Tennessee State out in the perimeter has really worked so far for WKU. As you see this hard drive, the sweet scoop with the foul on Harris's reach. So Murdoch's back at the free throw line, having 6 points, 6 assists, 2 of 2 at the line. And they get 3 of 3. 7 points, 6 assists, and no turnovers is quite the day for Terrion Murdoch.
And we saw in the last possession, the high ball screen for West Kentucky has been a problem for Tennessee State. It's not so much the defender who's guarding the ball handler and the screener. It's the weak side defender who's not rotating over and covering the paint.
So WKU Up to 80 points for the third straight game out of the starting gate this season. Quite a trend of high-flying offensive efficiency, even with a three-pointer that still hasn't quite come to fruition. That's the scary part there, as you see the block by Odiahi, the Tops blocks leader from a year ago, swallowing it up again. Murdix, left side, lob to Odiahi!
Well, I love to see that because he got the great defensive play on this end of the floor with a block to ignite the offense, and for him to be able to finish with a dunk is a great reward.
A tip by Boone, the drive by Nkrumah, and he's blocked off as Odiahi continues to seal off the paint. He's looking like Pat Ewing at Georgetown right now.
That's back-to-back possessions. He's been a factor. He bothered Johns on the previous possession and then ignited the fast break with the block on the last one.
Over the last 90 seconds, Odiahi's looked like Bill Russell back in the golden age. Easy. I know. I'm not saying he looks like that all the time, but these last couple moments he's looked like it.
He's protecting the paint and being a presence around the rim, and that could earn him a little bit more time in this rotation.
The only thing that kept him on the bench in that first half, Jay, was the fact he drew 2 fouls in a relatively short time. Now with the chance to extend himself on the floor, you can see the impact he has defensively for this Hilltopper team. WKU, 82 points opening night against Tennessee Tech, 87 on the road at EKU, and 82 more here today with a chance to set a new season high in game number 3 en route to a 3-0 start as Myers looks for the 3 ball and misses it. Now Nkrumah trying to spark Tennessee State back into this one after they were within 3 and have gone on an extended scoring drought. The floater in the paint, short, spikes, losing it, and Hafner runs away with it. Hafner to Boone. Boone right side off the window and in. What a shot!
That was a great finish. Did an excellent job of filling that right lane. Hafner with a good pass and a huge finish off the glass through the contact.
So Western Kentucky watching the play and momentum get stalled out. What a job. WKU, 6 for their last 7. No field goals allowed in nearly 3 minutes, and the Tops with 33 points in the second half, lead by 20 on ESPN+. Crowd on hand here today, enjoying quite the offensive surge from Western Kentucky, leading by 20. After it was just a 61-58 ball game, WKU has really started to separate, and Jay Walton, last year the Tops only had 7 games where they scored at least 80 points, and right now they are 3 for 3 to start this new season.
Great burst of energy over these last few minutes, and Tennessee State unable to stop the bleeding, really. They got to figure out a way to slow Western Kentucky down in the transition, take care of the ball, get better, do a better job on the glass. Western Kentucky's kind of even this thing up. Being out-rebounded in the first half, they've taken the lead on the boards.
WKU with only 6 turnovers in this game, 3 more than they had through their win at Eastern Kentucky over a full 40 minutes, but once again, protecting the rock at a high level as Nkrumah rims off the second free throw, and Boone gets the rebound away from Lorick, who doesn't want to pick up that 5th foul. Boone, right side to the hole, hand off to Keita, comes with the foul, and stops the forward attack by WKU.
I really like what I'm seeing from Armello Boone here. Not something you see much these days in college basketball. A true freshman in the rotation and contributing, but I love the way he runs the floor, fills lanes. He's a high flyer, very aggressive offensive player.
Boone with that killer 14-point explosion, 12 of which came post-halftime at EKU. Also had 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, and with that stat line, he is the first Hilltopper freshman in at least 20 years to have a game where they scored 10, got 5 boards, had at least 5 assists, and 3 steals.
And there he is showing the hustle. That won't show up in the stat sheet, but that's winning basketball.
The slip pass saved by Silabonge as he clears up and lays it in. Good shot fake. And a timeout. We have to get some sweat off the floor after Keita took a tumble. We don't want to see those knee issues re-aggravate themselves.
Well, if you're Tennessee State, that's disheartening. You're down 20, got a chance to get a defensive stop, and you get out hustled by the freshman.
Another thing that's really worked for the Tops here today, this WKU team only averaged 11.5 assists per game, and right now they've got 15. Moving the ball
unselfish and very balanced.
Yeah, moving the ball much better at a faster pace than we've seen so far this season. But still maintaining that ability to get shots up instead of giving away possessions without a single shot up. Brooks, the open three. Off the rim. 3 Hilltoppers go for the basketball, and Silabonge clears it up like the magnet he is on the boards. Boone looks to Hafner. Hafner takes the drive in, hangs it off the window wide, and the rebound gets tipped out of bounds by Tennessee State. Hafner wanted his own highlight reel to show, hey, I'm not just a catch and shoot guy, I can drive here.
He's up there pretty good.
Myers to trigger for WKU. Throws it up. Hafner the catch. Racing. Taking Brooks back in space. Wants the mismatch. Gives to Keita. Boone. Over to Keita. Good pass. Keita on the inside. Blocked. And the ball bounced off of Lorick. What a gutsy block that was by Lorick with only one more foul to give.
Yeah, that time Tennessee State did a better job. That weak side defender sliding over in front of the roll.
WKU with 10 on the shot clock and 6:52 in the game. Up 22 on Tennessee State. And now we see a step out of bounds, a rare turnover by WKU. They are at their season average now with their 7th turnover of the night.
Well, it's not like they're walking the ball to the floor every possession either. I mean, to have 87 points and only that few turnovers, it bodes well.
Mastery of chaos on full display as the floater by Nkrumah is too hard. He tips the rebound out though. Good hustle, and Lorick lets it go. In and out. Brooks the offensive board off the window. Shorts it but gets the foul from Keita. Good job by J.C. Brooks, showing what it's like to bang north of the border as the native of Canada comes in clutch with that offensive rebound.
Missed box out there by Keita.
J.C. Brooks back to the free throw line versus Fisk. He had 4 offensive rebounds, came up with 6 points and 7 boards that night in his official TSU debut. And the Tops taking Keita out along with Hafner, bring back in Moore, and bring in for the first time tonight one of the veterans of this new look Hilltopper team, Jack Edlin. Brooks hammers home the free throw. Brings Tennessee State down 20. Still with a lot of work to be done if they want to come back and win this one here. Now Edlin, who does have a very good sense of ball security. Still working on a lot of things, but he's a good point guard. Looks over to Moore. Moore with the drive on Lorick, looking for the foul, doesn't get in. The ball ricochets right to Tennessee State. Good job by Lorick. Harris, the crossover, dipsy due to the hole, loses it and gets the reach-in foul.
Yeah, Harris liked that matchup. He sized up Tegan Moore coming down the floor in transition and felt like I'll be able to get by this guy, and able to do just that.
Dante Harris, certainly quick as a flash with the way he's been able to orchestrate here today. And Tennessee State slowly but surely building momentum back into this lopsided score. Needs to find more success though as Harris back to the free throw line, strips it clean. Harris, one of 3 Tigers in double figures, along with Deuce Harper and Aaron Nkrumah. Harris up to 14 points, 6 of 9 at the charity stripe. Trying to bring Tennessee State within 18, and he does so on the friendly roll. Work to guard the inbound from Moore. Myers catches. Full court pressure put on, and now Edlin breaks it ahead to Moore. Moore has space, drives and kicks. Newell, Edlin, and the pass thrown away. Good jump by Lorick. Lorick on the run, stripped back by Edlin, and saved by Nkrumah. Tennessee State comes up clean, and then Harris tries to save it, and that ball is mad dash to Brooks. What a wild sequence.
Sloppy basketball both ways.
Tennessee State still getting what they wanted, an extra chance off of the steal. Harris, driving elbow inside, layup wide, rebound ricochets around, and then falls out of bounds. Last touch off the head of the Hilltoppers. Crazy that Tennessee State has not hit a field goal in over 5 minutes. But they are getting chances here, even with that good look from Harris missing wide. Seems Tennessee State is still working on their ability to finish with the pace they want to play at.
Yeah, Harris been able to get in the paint throughout the day, just coming up empty too many times.
We have a foul called, a grab by Hilltopper big Leroy Odiaye.
The foul is on the Hilltoppers, number 21, Leroy Odiaye.
That is his fourth foul, so him and Boone now one foul away from being tossed out of the game. Brooks back to the free throw line where he made 2 earlier. Rolls that one out. Unwelcome road rim symptom there for J.C. Brooks at Tennessee State. Tennessee State trying to get to 70 and make it a 17-point difference. 5.5 remaining. And Brooks misses both, but Nkrumah clears it. The 3 on the way. London rims it off, and Odiaye finally gets a Hilltopper rebound. Hackman. Back to Edlin. Over to Newell. Here's Myers with the switch on Nkrumah. Myers, lefty shooter, back to Newell up top. 10 on the shot clock. Hackman looking back to Newell. Newell steps out, fires a 3 off the front of the rim. Still can't get that 3 ball to go. Nkrumah clears and runs for TSU. Out the left side, it's Harris. Ball ricochets off the hand of Odiaye and goes back to Tennessee State.
Into the game for the Titans, number 2, Travis Harper.
Fast-paced action, good reach in there by Odiaye to force that misconnection.
Active hands. They do a really good job of staying down the stance and being active with their hands, force that deflection, and took away an easy layup.
Unselled with Nkrumah. Odiaye helps the swing out, the extra pass. Brooks had an opening, didn't want to take the 3. Now Harris in space, back to Brooks. He steps out for a triple and gets the tray. Good job by Brooks to wait for the action to come to him. 4:30 to go. Tennessee State from down 22 has scored 7 straight. Their first field goal in over 5 minutes. The Tops now in a 3-minute scoring drought. Still not out of the woods yet. Victory far from certain as Hackman drives in, floats it up, and wedgies it between the rim and the backboard. But that is a foul on Dante Harris of Tennessee State. It's only his 3rd. When in doubt, go back to what works. Create opportunities at the foul line. Hackman fires and hits. LJ Hackman a perfect 5 for 5 at the line. Up to 7 points and 4 rebounds without a turnover in 17 minutes of starting action. Can he finish the job? No, but Newell gets the offensive rebound. WKU with a new season high as Newell goes in for more, floats it wide and gets fouled.
Yeah, if you're Tennessee State, these are not the kind of plays that you can just allow to happen. Down double digits, trying to find a way to stay close and keep it connected and give up a free throw offensive rebound and forced a foul.
Antoine Lorick picking up his 5th and final foul. Will go back to the bench for the rest of the game. Exits with 6 points, 7 rebounds in 17 minutes off the bench. And Tennessee State forced to bring in Mr. Kavion Johns, the redshirt freshman from Franklin, Tennessee's Battleground Academy, playing for one of the teams in Nashville up at Tennessee State. Newell back at the foul line. 3 of 4 tonight, 11 points. And now 12 off 4 of 5 shooting with 6 boards in 25 minutes. Grant Newell has been quite the impact player.
Done it quietly though, but yeah, it's made his presence felt.
Top shooting 56% on the night, even with the failure to hit 10 of their 12 3-point tries. Newell bounced it around the rim and out. WKU up to a season high tonight with a new mark after they had 87 at EKU. They've got 89 on Tennessee State with 4 minutes to go. Can WKU finish it as Unseld gets caught hooking around the screen and grabs Deuce Harper. Good job by Harper to work the freshman. Dead ball timeout though. And we have reached the final stopping point in a game that has gotten a little interesting. WKU still up big, looking to finish it off and go to 3-0 here on ESPN+.
All right, fans.
Another timeout, another chance to see Big Red do his strut. It's been a busy weekend for Big Red. WK football still with a shot to make it to the conference championship after hammering Middle Tennessee yesterday. And WKU men's basketball trying to move to 3-0 for the first time since the Rick Stansbury era here today. Up 89-72 on Tennessee State. And right now, getting back-to-back 20 burgers will help. And it certainly has helped the case of Tegan Moore as an early watch as one of the best players in Conference USA with 20 here tonight.
He's been awfully efficient today. 20 points and only 9 shots. That's getting it done.
Tegan Moore also 6 of 8 at the foul line. Deuce Harper, though, fouled by the redshirt freshman Kate Unseld right here in Bowling Green. Unseld watches as Harper's first free throw flies in first class. Crazy part is Tegan Moore got his last bucket at the 11:50 mark of the second half. It's been nearly 8 minutes since he last scored, and he's got 20 on the day. Mello Boone, another impact performance off the bench. Gets it into Hackman, who's been just as busy as well. Hackman 7 points, 5 of 6 at the line. 2 steals, 4 rebounds. Newell out front. One of 4 Hilltoppers in double figures here today. Another impressive trend in the early offensive surge by Western Kentucky, having scored 80 or more in every single game. As Boone splits it, goes in right hook and hits off the window. My goodness.
Well, first of all, just did a nice job of splitting the defenders on the ball screen, stayed in control of his dribble, and just that's the second big-time finish we've seen from Mello Boone today.
Step back 3 by Nkrumah, not there. Newell gets his 7th board. Looks to Boone. Boone racing to the basket, brings the house down.
Yeah, the crowd's going to fall in love with him. Brings great energy, always around the rim. Quickly becoming a crowd favorite here in Diddle Arena.
Mello Boone, one of 5 Hilltoppers now with at least 10 points here tonight, as WKU with only their 3rd game where they've scored at least 90 under Hank Plona. Looking like a runaway to start 3-0 for the first time in a few years as the foul is called against WKU. And it looks like
the foul is on the Hilltoppers, number 8.
It is on Grant Newell.
His 3rd.
King said every trip to the foul line for Tennessee State does little to cure what ails them, which has been their inability to really sustain what worked for them in that first half. Jay.
Yeah, just not good enough defensively today. I know Nolan Smith will be most disappointed in that. He's just unable to keep West Kentucky from getting quality looks and making a living in the paint all day today.
Right, because the only thing that Tennessee State has had going for them outside of their foul shooting proclivity has been the fact that they have been good from three-point land for the first time in a game this year. Coming into this one, Tennessee State was shooting south of 32% from deep, but they're 8 of 23, respectable 34.8% here tonight. Simona in the game for the second time, looks to Boone. Hackman out front, fires it up, bricks the 3 ball. Maybe a little too generous on that shot choice. Now Deuce Harper looking for contact against Unseld, flips the high over floater and drops in the tier.
Good move. Gets a defender off his feet and steps through.
And Nkrumah taking the ball away from Boone and slamming it home to give Tennessee State a quick 2-basket surge. Now down just 14 with 2 minutes to go. The Tops just need to keep the rock and they will walk out of here 3-0 for the first time under Hank Plona. Hackman keeping it away, driving in the middle, sides it off the glass too wide, try to change it like he was MJ in 91. And now the steal, Hackman hopping up, lays it up and in. Hank Plona, though, wants to see his team better organized. He calls a quick timeout for Western Kentucky. So the Tops running away with a season-high 95 performance against Tennessee State, trying to finish the job and start 3-0 for the first time in a couple years. Plona happy to see the balance that his team has had offensively here today. 51 in the first half, 44 more in the second half against a Tennessee State team that was used to putting up nearly 100 points against lower competition and is still searching for answers as the Tops look ready to start 3-0 again.
Yep, they're going to get this win today, and well deserved at that.
For the first time since 2022, WKU looks ready to start a season with 3 wins out of the starting gate. Ackman watching Harris's eyes, trying to see if Harper can clear with Edlin on him. The pull-up by Harris on the elbow, rims off, and Simona gets the rebound out for the Hilltoppers and gets stuck in the trap. Edlin with time can drain the clock down, and WKU can hold what looks like a surefire victory with a season-high 95-point piece put on the table. Ackman, right wing. WKU still not a great three-point shooting team, but very efficient tonight with their ability to score inside against Tennessee State as Hackman lets it go. Misses the 3.
Yeah, that gets kind of lost because they're going to win by double digits here today, and they played extremely well, but man, 2 for 13 from 3. That continues to be a concern for the Hilltoppers offensively. Nobody but Cam Hafner hit a shot from behind the arc today for Western Kentucky. So moving forward, it's certainly something to keep your eye on if you're a Hilltopper fan.
So Labonge holding after the Tops force the turnover. Simona, quiet start to his first season on the Hill after being an all-NEC talent at Stonehill. He lets it go. Short rims the 3, and it looks like Hafner will be the only Hilltopper today to actually get a triple. Tennessee State with no shot clock, just trying to work and find something as Nkrumah lets it go from deep and drains the 3 ball. Final inbound for WKU. Tennessee State will not force any issues, and this game goes in the books as a dominant offensive display with 10 of WKU's 13 players scoring the basketball here today. They take it and are 3-0 for the first time since 2022.
3-0 against the OVC, their old conference, and so a great start to their non-conference slate, and big things ahead for this team.
Sure, the three-point shot still hasn't figured itself out for Western Kentucky, but once you figure that out, you're still putting up 80-plus points without it, and that's a scary thought.
you hit it the nail on the head. If you'd have said they were going to go 2 for 13 today, you probably wouldn't have said, well, they're going to put up 95 points. But they were really, really great in transition. They were aggressive. They were able to turn some defensive rebounds and some turnovers into early offense.
And one of the guys that was very adept at it, with back-to-back 20-point games for the first time in his career, Tegan Moore is our player of the game. And with that stat line and shooting touch, why not?
Yeah, that's just an incredibly efficient offensive performance for him. And you know, he was able to get himself to the line, which is where he makes a living a lot of nights. And you know, not only is he scoring, but he's putting pressure on the other team by racking up fouls against their front court players, and that certainly became a factor later in the game today.
He wasn't the only guy, but he was the main guy for this Hilltopper team. A lot of guys filling their roles excellently here today, and while the defense will certainly want to shore some things up, including the ability to defend without fouling, Western Kentucky has got to be happy with the progress they've made with this new look roster.
Yeah, still early in the season, and Coach Plona's got some things to, you know, he'll shorten his rotation as this season gets deeper into it. But a huge win today at home. Diddle Arena, always a tough place to play.
WKU, with the final bell, takes the win over Tennessee State and remains undefeated through 11 contests with the Tigers all time, as Western Kentucky, victorious and 3-0 for the first time since 2022, takes care of business. For Jay Walton and crew, I'm Riley Chestnut, and we hope you enjoyed today's action on ESPN+.